that you will allow Carrie Johnson, our parking maintenance lead, to speak if she wants to speak about parking. She has been here for quite some time, 20+ years. We love her and she's a valued employee. So before I get to A, which is year-end revenues and expenses, and B, the peak locations and hours, I want to let you know just an update on parking. We have winterized and done maintenance. Our parking folks, our staff, all 4 of them, worked for the Christmas parade. I'm really proud of them because I know that they had volunteers and didn't show up, but each year we like to help the police and cross-train, and we're happy to do that.
Can I just interject that quick? Out of 120 volunteers that were supposed to show up for the parade, we had 30. So,
What?
Wow.
it's not good.
And each year, this is volunteer, but each year parking steps up, so I'm really happy that 4 people did that from our department, even though they're laid off.
They get paid?
Yes, but it was not mandatory, as it's not a parking enforcement.
Got it.
Okay, so I just wanted to acknowledge that. I would like a little, I want to alert everybody to some things that are going on in parking. I was given some information that we're not allowed, or we have parameters to use the police garage downstairs. And I know I've come every year and said I need more, I need some resources back from parking to get our staff, to retain our staff, to get our equipment. As now we have 4 locations for parking. We see this as an opportunity to improve our service, an opportunity to improve operations, and an opportunity to give the chief back the garage, which perhaps civilians, that would be the appropriate place anyway. So the information was funneled to me. Police chief did not ask me or questions or give me any relocation ideas. It was discussed at PFC without my knowledge. I don't know if that's positive going forward, because I would really like to, I think I'm very accessible. And I think that to give me a heads up, I don't know who's, I think Doug Skates, Alderman Skates is on that committee. No one had said anything to me, but we have 2 months to get, even though we wound down in a month and a half, we're gonna be back out there setting up everything. So I've talked to Tom, our streets and public works, and he's been, we're looking at locations in the street department to perhaps update for a garage. But it's going to come with some complications for our service if we're way, I don't know, a mile away. So anyway, we're gonna go look at some sites. We're gonna look at some numbers for getting air and AC and air conditioning downstairs, which it does not have, and look at alternatives. But we do have equipment and hardware, and I think that, you know, as each year, I know a broken record, but when you're a manager, you want to take care and do the best you possibly can, and I know everyone knows I'm passionate about what I do. When I'm looking at the numbers, and I reveal that in revenue, that a lot of these parking revenue goes to front desk, which we've automated a lot of the tasks, and the dispatch has been automated, and that takes almost, with benefits, about $200,000. And I will itemize that in a moment, but just to let you know that that will be coming up. I'll bring some numbers, and just to alert you that I'm looking forward to working with the police, since parking works with them, and we'd like them to give us some courtesy, and maybe our alderman who's on the PFC, if there's discussions about parking, perhaps to let parking know. And that's all I say about that. So A, year-end revenue and expenses. Let me pass this out. I put together highlights, and I think what the chairman wants to know is the bottom line, how much did parking make this year? And our comptroller helped me with the parking revenue, and it looks like all together 1.6. So the highlights were meter collection 1.3, almost 1.3. Parking tickets 127,000, that's lower. Apps came up with 71,000. Do you have them, Tom? Do you know them? Yeah. And which leaves over $500,000. Well, I'm sorry. Which leaves almost $1 million for whatever this committee and the council, the general fund, I suppose. The percentage of parking expenditures with parking staff and benefits is 8% of that budget, of that revenue. 13% again is for that non-parking personnel, their benefits, police front desk, it's $200,000 that goes out of parking. And to get this done, we need about 12% of that budget, about $200,000 for our software, firmware, hardware, our support contracts, our office supplies and things like that, paper. If you turn to the second page, it's itemized, I'm sure you're familiar with this, is the budget, but I just wanted to let you know the true expenditures of parking is about 20%. And the other percentage is other departments. So going forward, I believe we had a very good year. We're always weather dependent. We do have free stickers, so it's hard to get that 15% because we have free stickers. It's not paid and we have violators out there. So this is just based on our paid. So the cost savings and potential, I would recommend start transferring some of our parking expenditures from non-parking to parking. Also, again, we're gonna go over upgrading our new meters, which means we have less maintenance costs in the long run, less time, and for a part-time staff, that is most beneficial. Also would like to streamline operations and fully automate a 24/7 customer service, which I will present next month. And then again, a leaner, more automated staff enforcement. And some of these initiatives will be in 2020 that I'll just plant the seed, I suppose. So on the map here of options 1 out of 3 are some, actually, let me go to this one, I'm sorry, data 1. All of these red dots are 45.
Yeah, it's people on
Maybe
Data
I'm just
one?
missing it, but what's the bottom line that we made on parking?
1.6.
That was from that revenue.
Correct.
Revenue.
Less,
Net,
yes,
less what? Less the expense?
500,000, yes. That's all taken right from the budget.
So we made 1,100,000?
Yes, for a general fund.
That wasn't there.
You're welcome. Thank you for acknowledging that. Oh, I'm sorry, Lana, that's not gonna work, is it? Okay, so here on this data, there's 18 kiosks or meters that have less than 5,000 transactions. That means less than 5,000 people using that meter. And 45 meters have over 5,000 transactions. And you can see that that's Main Street, that's Wrigley, that's up there at Simple, thank you, Mayor, and that's Geneva. The next page, dated 2019, that is revenue. You've got 16 parking kiosks that make less than 10,000 per year. And those are the ones that are outer your city hall here. A lot of residents use this for meetings and things like that.
So how many you take over?
And then 45 kiosks make over $10,000.
Or is it the same kiosks?
Very close, yes. Very, very close. And remember, you do have 5,000 free stickers out there. So we're just talking about paid people.
Yep.
So if you drive by and it's jam-packed, there's a percentage that are free. Or don't pay, you're just violators. Okay, so some potential options for you as we go on to the RFP later on. The option 1 and 3 are just some recommendations, but I can go into a little more detail. But I just wanted to give you sort of a visual of where all the activity is, and everybody knows where it's at, but really in dollars and cents and transactions. And those transactions mean a lot. Some people come in very quickly for 15 minutes and get something, coffee. Some people stay for 5 hours. It all counts, and transactions are just as important as revenue, for our operations. And I think that's enough for you guys, unless you have questions. I don't know for what you.
I'd like you to actually walk through the options and the numbers of kiosks in your couple of options.
Sure.
Unless we have that further down in here, because it's on your map, number 7.
These are 3 options. Lana, please go up for 1 second. Option 1 out of 3. Well, it should be in your packet. So I took into much consideration, I think Alderman Strawby, I don't think she's here, but she wanted, if we went, the new models do not have bill acceptors. It might be a little bit extra. We've talked about this, 70% of our transactions are credit card. There is a concern, these green ones, you can keep these are just options, these are just